Hello, I'm Roger Bisby and I've been working in the plumbing and building industry for around 40 years. Yeah, sometimes it feels like 60 years. But in that time, I have seen countless failures in bathrooms, shower rooms, wet rooms, you name it. So much so that some people run away from the whole concept of a wet room. Now, I've been a bit of a voice in the wilderness, if you like, because over that time, I've been telling people that they've got to use more suitable materials for use in constructing a wet room and tiling onto. Now, I've got a bit of backing now because the British standard has recently been changed to say that you must now produce a waterproof, what they call tanked system, whenever you're tiling in a wet area. Not only that, but they've said that plasterboard is unsuitable unless it's been tanked, and also you can no longer use timber to tile onto on walls. Now, that's a significant change, and that means that it's opened the door for a much better system. Now, I've been using this system for a number of years, and when I say system, I really mean system, because what it produces is a completely waterproof substrate that you can tile onto. So much so that if you ever got any kind of leak in the tile, say the tile grout cracked or something like that, and water managed to find its way behind the tiles into the substrate, which does happen, then this waterproof board would take that water away all the way to the drain. It would never show up on the ceiling below. Now, that is an enormous advantage. That's an enormous advantage for your customer who is looking for a peace of mind solution. Now, this board is not only totally waterproof, it's actually an excellent surface for tiling onto. You get incredible adhesion on the tile, so no chance of the tiles falling off if it's done properly. And also, you notice this blue core here is insulated. Now, the benefit of that insulation is that it gives you less thermal conductivity through the tiles. So that means the surface of the tiles is warmer, and that means there's less condensation on those tiles. Less condensation means less mold. Those are the things that really destroy a bathroom quickly. When you get that condensation, you get that mold building up. I've been to bathrooms that I've installed, gone back a year later, and already you can see the signs of mold starting to form in the tiles. So with this board, you've got a far better chance of keeping that ugly back mold at bay. So the way that this system is constructed is that we use this pre-wall in this situation, but you can also dot and dab this onto an existing wall if you've got masonry or something like that. But in this case, what we're doing is we're screwing the material onto a timber framework, and we're using the special screws and washers that are provided in the kit. And then also in the kit is a waterproof neoprene tape. Now, this is a flexible tape, so if there's any movement in the building as things start to settle, say it's a new build or something, or an extension or a loft conversion, then if there's that kind of movement, that waterproof flexible tape will accommodate that slight movement, and you won't get the same kind of cracking, because all too often people have put in things like marine ply, and believe it or not, even marine ply is subject to that kind of movement, and you get cracking along the grout lines. So it is the absolute ideal solution to the problem. Now, a lot of people worry about this Prewall system that we use here, thinking that you're wasting space, but actually what you're doing is you're putting all the plumbing behind the wall. All the plumbing that your customer doesn't want to see is hidden away, and also by putting in these waterproof recessed boxes, which are ready for tiling onto, it provides storage. There's a storage element there, there's a storage element there, and it actually produces what looks like a more spacious bathroom because the whole thing is streamlined, and that is what customers are after. Ultimately, they want trouble-free, clean, easy lines that they can clean down and keep looking good. So this is the system I use, and this is the system that I insist upon. In other words, if a customer says to me, oh, I'd really rather go with something else like plasterboard or something cheaper, I walk away from the job. And because of that, I can guarantee my bathrooms on installation, and I can guarantee that the wet rooms won't leak. And that is a very, very important thing to give customers that peace of mind. It means a little bit more investment in the initial installation, but what it produces is something quite remarkable, and I'll show you now the finished job. Now this is a mirror image of exactly the same room as you just saw, with all those elements behind there stripped away, but of course it's now been tiled over. The shower tray has been finished and tiled in with the mosaic tiles. You can see there's a very slight upstand on here, but you can actually work it so that that is completely flush, or if you're working on a concrete floor where you've got to get that shower waste away, you can use a raised section to accommodate that waste pipe. But there's many ways of doing it, there's many ways of achieving this look, but what you can see, the bit the customer cares about is the absolute luxury of this finish, and the fact that they've got a bathroom or a shower room which is built to last and is going to give them trouble-free use for years to come. And that's what I'm all about. I don't want callbacks, because every time you get a callback it costs you money, your profit's going, and you've got an unhappy customer. So I build my reputation on recommendation, and my recommendation is to use this Elements board in every single job I do.